always working for the, usually, you know, like this year right now, we're working the next year. But this is where we take care of the last year.
I know, but like, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was definitely last year. There was a house that burned down in Farmsville, and it's just total loss. So they're not gonna, they're gonna have to charge. Whether they rebuild again.
Good morning. Welcome to the Crawford County Commissioners Work Session for April 3rd. We'll start with the Assessment Office.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe.
I present to you this morning the 2023 for 2024 refunds for errors, which we will, I believe, do you folks have copies of this?
I did not receive.
Did you email it to us?
I did, yeah.
I have not seen it, but it doesn't mean that.
Well, here's the thing, let me, we happen to have some right
Details
here.
forthcoming. Oh, look at that. All right.
I would say no, Joe, based on that.
Yeah. My last snow email.
Yeah, no. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there you go.
Look at this. All right.
As far as the errors go, for Janet Stark in the first ward of the city of Meadville, the assessment that was affected was $12,468. The amount of the county refund is $1,600.29. This is for a double assessed garage.
I only have one package, but I'll go with Chris's.
Oh, do you have for,
No.
it says for catastrophic loss?
Yes. Do you need this?
No, I'll
Okay.
No improvise.
That's what we're looking at here. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, okay. The second one would be for Douglas Morris in Hayfield Township. The affected assessment is $2,231. The amount of the county refund is $48.75. The incorrect measurements of a pole building. And finally, for Joseph and Migdalia Valentin, Westmead Township, the affected assessment was $10,751. The county refund amount, $469.82 for a double assessed garage area. So that's
Okay.
the refund for errors for last year. And then catastrophic loss for the benefit of the new commissioners. These are things that the legislature, that your assessment, what you pay taxes on, is based on what the status of that property is as of January 1st of each year. In the interim, if there is a fire or a tornado or what have you that occurs, the person pays the full tax amount for that year, and then a refund or a credit memo, generally now refunds, are granted for the next year. And so these would be the catastrophic losses in 2023 for the 2024 taxing year. James and Cindy Baird in South Shenango Township had a total fire loss of a dwelling. The affected assessment, $19,600. County refund amount, $40.12. For Leon A. Briggs in Steuben Township, the affected assessment was $4,370. County refund amount, $18.09. Total fire loss of dwelling and garage. For John and Dana McElvey in Troy Township, the affected assessment was $43,895. The county refund amount, $550.62. Total fire loss of dwelling. And finally, Jennifer Ruhlman, East Fairfield Township, affected assessment $24,950. County refund amount $433.85. Total fire loss of dwelling.
Any questions for Joe?
No, sir.
Thank you. The Correctional Facility. The Honorable Jack Greenfield. How are you, Jack? You like that, don't you?
Morning, Commissioners. Does have a nice ring. This morning, I'm looking for ratification of two items. Number one is the payment of $1,137.65 to Mobilecom for the purchase and installation of a mobile radio for the 2022 Explorer. This is to be paid with, I believe, P-Corps grant. Second item is ratify the payment of $1,350 to William Hoke for the annual radiation safety evaluation and audit of the jail's full body scanner, which is required by the PADEP. Funding to be provided through the commissary account, and this is a budgeted item.
Any questions for Jack?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
IT.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Hi,
Morning,
Tim.
Tim.
IT's here to give notice that the Crawford County Commissioners signed the fiscal year 2023 state and local cybersecurity grant program for local government entities consent agreement. This agreement provides cybersecurity to the county at no cost.
Any questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. The courts.
Good morning.
I don't know if I've officially met everyone. I'm Betty Waite from
Hi,
Court
Betty. How
Admin.
are you?
Morning, Betty.
Morning. So the first item we have is to request approval for the purchase of a protective window tint for the MDJ Vernon office from Larry's Tint Shop for $4,420 paid for by the AOPC security grant.
Okay.
The next item we have is to approve the purchase of a 14-gauge hollow metal door with half-glass level 3 ballistic glass for the MDJ Vernon office from Builders Hardware for $4,091.83, again paid for by the AOPC security grant. The third item we have is to approve purchase of upgrade to video security system for the MDJ Meadville office from Mobilecom for $3,137, paid for by the AOPC security grant. Next, we have request to approve the purchase of ballistic panels for the MDJ Vernon office from Armor Corps for $9,063, paid for by the AOPC security grant and warrant fee split funds. And the last item we have is request to approve purchase of bars for window from Strites Welding and Undercoating for $1,211.08, paid for by the AOPC security grant and warrant fee split funds.
Okay. Betty, does this include installation for all? Do you need the maintenance guys to do that? Can't remember how we did before.
I believe so.
Okay.
I can double check on
Okay.
that
Just curious.
and let you know, but I believe that does include
you.
the installation.
For item E, where are those, what window is being referred to?
I apologize.
No, that's
Heidi worked
okay.
on all this. I'm just covering for her
No,
today.
you're fine.
Again, I'll look at that and let you know exactly.
Presumably at one of the MDJ offices?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's probably Vernon, Zellhavers, but,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
It's Zellhavers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Betty.
You're welcome.
Public safety? Morning, Greg.
Good morning,
Hello
everyone.
there.
We're just asking, I guess, at this point to ratify the purchase of 650 coloring books from River City Supply. It's $1,106.45. Our wireless funds will cover that expense.
Any question for Greg? Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. Also, in addition to the question you asked before, the other reason why they're doing site visits is to establish what type of vehicles those mobiles are in.
Oh,
As they're trying to get as precise a cost as possible, whether it's a dual head, single head. They talked about the fact of a cab that raises on the front.
That makes
the
sense.
Cabling and stuff, so they're trying to get true cost.
that makes sense. Thank you.
So,
Thanks, Greg.
Planning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Hi, Zach.
Morning, Zach.
Morning, Zach.
First item this morning, we're requesting approval to pay invoices in the amount of $1,064 to Vogue Heating and Cooling. This is associated with the Construction Workforce Industry Program training for students and is paid for out of the whole home repair program.
Okay.
We also have a request for approval to pay an invoice for $2,156 to R.E. Johnson for their training wages for the 4 students that they have. This is also paid for out of whole home.
Okay.
We're asking for approval to pay an invoice with Dyson Helmy in the amount of $8,227.72. This is for their engineering work on the Carl Gurdon Park project in Venango Borough, and that is paid for out of the county's CDBG program, the 2021 fiscal year grant. We're asking approval to pay an invoice to Porter Consulting Engineering in the amount of $2,980.72 for their engineering work on the Heidi Cooper Park project. It's paid for out of the county's CDBG CV competitive grant.
Okay.
We're asking for approval to pay an application to XL Excavating, Inc., the amount of $180,270 for work completed at Heidi Cooper Park. This is paid for again out of the county CDBG CV3 project.
Okay.
We're also seeking approval to pay an invoice for Conneautville Borough's, actually a reimbursement to Conneautville Borough for $17,938. This is associated with the West Street Blight Project, where they demolished 2 properties that were blighted. It's paid for out of the county's Act 13 Environmental Initiatives 2023 grant.
Okay.
We're also asking approval to pay an invoice to LSSE Civil Engineers and Surveyors in the amount of $8,280 for their engineering services on Conneautville's stormwater management project. This is paid for out of the county's CDBG 2020 grant. And we're asking approval of an invoice to Pashik MTR in the amount of $1,731.34 for engineering services associated with the Titusville Edmire Complex project. This is paid for out of Titusville's fiscal 2022 CDBG program, and should be the last invoice for Pashik. That project was completed. We're also seeking approval for an application payment to Horizon Construction Group in the amount of $37,089.98 for their services associated with the Titusville Edmire Complex project. And that is paid for out of the Titusville 2022 CDBG program. That should be the last payment for Horizon Construction as well. We're seeking approval for a reimbursement to Western Pennsylvania Conservancy in the amount of $13,759.55 for their Tryon Weber Woods project. This is a County Act 13 award reimbursement, and is paid for out of the 2023 allocations. We are also seeking approval to pay the city of Titusville in the amount of $45,345.02 for construction work at the Edmire Complex by the Horizon Group. This is an award for them out of Act 13, and this covers the overage of that project that we committed to. And then finally, we're asking to ratify a payment to Blue Snap in the amount of $394.32. There was a difference between the 2023 and 2024 invoices associated with our Monday.com system. We did not catch it, but we do have it budgeted.
Any questions for Zach?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
County maintenance?
Morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being so patient, Mark.
Yeah.
It's like human services.
Catching up to you.
Yeah, 2 things. Asking to ratify approval of invoices for the remodel of the new second floor finance office for $308.09.
Okay.
Asking approval to pay David Laird Associates. This is to survey the lot behind the courthouse for $5,475.
Okay.
Asking approval to pay the Eads Group. This is for design work on the parking deck rehab for $530.30.
Okay.
And asking approval to pay the Eads Group for design work done on bridge number 16 Mercer Street here in Meadville for that deck rehab project for $7,742.25, and that will be paid for with liquidators money.
Remind me the timing for that project?
Hopefully to go out for bid in April,
April.
hopefully.
Okay.
And then be
Probably
done this
mid-
summer.
summertime.
Yeah, maybe a
Okay.
couple months.
And that'll be pretty extensive still, we think, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Human Services?
Morning.
Good morning, Sue.
I am requesting approval of the MOU with UPMC Western Psych Hospital Youth and Family Training Institute Evaluation Team for Crisis Intervention Team data collection. The MOU covers the period of March 15th, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. The team will develop a comprehensive program evaluation model for the county CIT data. The total cost is a maximum of $31,000 to be paid through our CMH SBG ARPA OMSAS crisis grant, and there's no cost to the county.
Okay.
And I am requesting approval of the F1 amendment to the fiscal year 2023-2024 CYS JP contract with BCL Partners, doing business as Leading Youth for Excellence. We recently contracted with this provider for a child who was in a hospital and upon discharge could not return to their previous foster care placement. They Their daily rate was $1,036. They agreed to contract with us for $785.09 as long as we secured the bed immediately. Now the child is requiring constant one-on-one services, and they would like the $1,036 a day rate in order to continue providing services. We can't pay that above the state maximum participation, so the provider is agreeable to billing an hourly rate for one-on-one services, and it will be for a minimum of 12 hours a day.
Okay, any questions for Sue? No. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Finance?
Good morning.
Hi, Stephanie.
For your approval, I have the following invoices. The first to Community Health Services, invoice number 173. It's the February 2023-24 trip reimbursement in the amount of $72,712. The second is to CYS. It's the 2023-24 quarter two match due from the county. It's $586,302.44. And the third is also CYS. It's a 2023 quarter one adjusted match due from the county, and we're getting a credit of $23,840.
Any questions for Stephanie?
No, sir.
Commissioner's office?
Oh, we can talk about Safe Digging Month real quickly. So, as has been in the past, I don't want to throw poor Courtney under the bus on that one. As has been in the past, prior boards have every April proclaimed that April be considered a Safe Digging Month in conjunction with the PA One Call. So this is always our yearly reminder to folks as construction season begins to get into full swing. Though the ground may be soggy and saturated at the moment, it will at some point dry and be excavatable. And we just remind homeowners especially that by dialing 811 or visiting pa1call.org, this is a service that is free to homeowners, and you should absolutely avail yourself of it. It's going to save you a lot of headache and resources and potentially your life down the line, and it is the law. So please do so, and we'll be issuing that proclamation probably by the end of the day, I'd imagine, as soon as the ink dries.
Okay. That's the most detailed proclamation I've been here in 4 years.
Thank you for that.
Excellent work.
It's
Thank you for
very
that public
important.
safety
Yes.
announcement.
You are very welcome.
I wonder if he was an auditor before. I mean, it's very thorough. So.
Don't let it happen to you. Yeah.
I have a notification from EnviroBusiness Inc. in regards to a proposed construction of new telecommunications self-support tower and compound on Higbee Hill Road in the city of Townville.
Okay.
Notification from Vitro in regards to renew the Vitro Meadville Flat Glass LLC Facilities Title V operating permit in Greenwood Township.
Okay.
And an Act 14 notification from Allegheny Professional Services LLC for an NPDES permit on behalf of Ron and Kim Irwin to design and install a small flow treatment facility as a repair to a malfunctioning one on a lot sewage system in Fairfield Township.
Any questions for Courtney?
No.
Upcoming events, we have a full session on April 10th, a work session April 17th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments, Commissioner Shell.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Commissioner Seeley.
Just a reminder, of course, that the courthouse will be closed on Monday, April 8th, in observance of the solar eclipse. So please enjoy safely, watch carefully, and a reminder that the Voter Services Office will remain open for the duration of the day. It's the last day to change your registration and last day to change your address, should you see fit to do so. Service will be rendered if you come around the back of the building, ring the doorbell. One of either the three of us sitting here or one of our stalwart staff will be out to serve whatever need you may require.
I appreciate that. I'll make one small correction. The courthouse will be closed at noon
At
on
noon.
Monday.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That is
Half
not
day,
a full
half
day,
day.
so if you have that process, you can do that. But the Voter Services Office will be open the whole time. Just want to say a few words, and I think all three commissioners took the time to sit in on a session or two. One, to our election director and to our chief clerk. They really have poll worker training down to a science. I can't tell you the number of people who, after those meetings, they're in one here today in Client Lake, but everybody who leaves those meetings have all said the same thing, that they are detailed, they are thorough, and they feel comfortable coming out of it. I listened to some. I know Scott did. He's going to stop by tomorrow. There'll be an oil crick tomorrow, I believe. And so just a huge thank you to Jessalyn and Gina and to the poll workers and the attendants, because I was impressed with the number of people that
Absolutely.
have come to those sessions. So it takes an army, a small army, to make elections work. And honestly, I think those folks, the frontline people, are the most important. So just on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we thank the election workers. I think it's the first time in several years that we can honestly say we have full boards in all of our precincts, which I think is nothing short of amazing as well. So, and you know, just for clarification, they come from all sides. People who want to make sure they're there, people who, you know, they want free and fair elections. Like I've heard that from people, and they actually stepped up and they volunteered. And I appreciate that, and these guys appreciate that. So, again, thanks to Gina and Jessalyn and to the poll workers for that. If there's nothing else, we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you.